Right guys, it's Monday again, shopping day. I haven't done one of these for a while, so it's mostly the usual stuff. As you can see, came to just under £20. I'll put the total on the video, so nothing out of the ordinary, except I bought some plants to put in the garden, but it's just about to rain, so you see I've got the usual garlic bread and mandarin segments to go with my cottage cheese, a bottle of low alcohol, 0 alcohol lager. I think I've just beaten the rain, fake cola, cottage cheese, fake penguins, crumpets. I've gone off having cereal for breakfast at the moment, so I've been buying fruit loaf and crumpets and the chocolate chips to go with cottage cheese. And 2 raspberry yogurts, and underneath there's 4 lemon yogurts, cherry tomatoes, peanuts, rocket, ready salted crisps, grapes which I ate on the bus to the bus station from the supermarket. That's about it for this section. I will add other bits to this video before I publish it, so watch this space. See you in a bit. So this is the second part of the shopping video. Excuse the noise in the background. This is the fan. If I don't have it on, I'm going to fry. So these are some of the other things that I bought. So yesterday, when I was out with my friend, I found this film, Dunkirk. It's obviously self-explanatory what it's about. Normandy landings, D-Day. My paternal grandfather was at D-Day. He was one of the lucky ones that came home. He was a sergeant in the Royal Hampshire Regiment, so he spent most of his war in the European theatre. He was a regular soldier, he wasn't called up. He was in the army 3 years before war was declared, and he came out in 1945 and went to work at the nearby RAF station as a groundsman. I think I've spoken about my other grandfather before. He was nowhere near Dunkirk. He was called up when he was at 18 in 1941, and he spent some of the time in this country, but around the time that the bombs were dropped on Japan, he was on his way down the Suez Canal, as it turned out, to India, although they weren't told until they'd almost got there. And he was on peacekeeping duty throughout partition when Pakistan was split from India, and he didn't come home. He wasn't demobbed until March 1947, by which time my mum was 3 years old, and she didn't remember the last time she saw him. And when he arrived in Northumberland, where my grandmother came from, she hid under the table and asked her mum, my nan, "Ma'am, who's that man?" So that's that video. And then I've got another one here, which I got the other day. And I've been to see this film in whenever it was made. I can't see the date, but I went to watch it in 3D. And it was quite something, because you're sitting there with the 3D glasses on and you've got all these owls flying past you. And it's quite a cute film, and it's based on a book. And if you can get hold of the video, DVD rather, sorry, I would give it a try, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and this is the reason why I've bought it back again, because I did have it before, but it went in the big clear out that I had when I moved back to the house after my husband passed away. And I also got some postcards, not been written on, and the first one is Woolacombe Bay, where I spent quite a few holidays when I was a teenager, in between the ages of about 15 to 18. My mum and dad had a couple of static caravans up on the cliff top. Great fun in a thunderstorm. Nearly burst your eardrums. So that was why I bought that postcard. And then this one is self-explanatory. I went to Paris twice. Once when I was 17, once when I was 18, when I was doing my modern language A-levels, one of which was French. We stayed quite near the Eiffel Tower both times I went there. And finally, this is Notre Dame, because we went to see it. The first year that we went to see this in the evening. I couldn't get a postcard of Sacré-Cœur, which we did the following year after dark. And we also visited the Moulin Rouge, except it wasn't lit up, so my friend Gina was very disappointed about that. And I also, on Saturday, picked up this CD that, well, I think it was 10p or something from a car boot sale. It's 1960s mod songs. So you've got things like Moon River, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, Blackberry Way, Don't Let the Sun Catch You Crying, all of which are ones that I heard lots of times when I was growing up, because my mum was into 1960s music, because that was her sort of teenage era, and my dad was into 1950s because that was his teenage era. So we had both decades usually playing downstairs, and us kids had our own music going upstairs. I was into all sorts, Toy Wilcox, Madness, UB40, The Specials. My sister was into some weird and wonderful stuff like Half Man, Half Biscuit and Violent Femmes and other weird and wonderful choices. I also picked up this Fat Quarter bundle, which, as you can see, in Hobbycraft is usually £5. These Fat Quarter bundles can be quite expensive. I paid £1 for this one, again from the car boot sale, so that was quite a good find. And then when I was out and about the other day, I picked up this card. It's blank inside, so I'm going to frame it and put it on the wall. It's Corfe Castle and Corfe Castle Village, and this was one of the first places that I went and did 17th century reenactment. I think it was the second one that I ever did, way back in 1999. I'm obviously at large from that at the moment due to financial reasons, but I do hope to pick it up again one day. So this was quite this card spoke to me when I was looking at it on the rack, so I had to have it. And the last thing is this bundle of crafting bits and pieces, paper and beads and flowers. That again was £1, which I mean, even half that you'd pay more than £1 for, so I'm going to have fun playing around with that. And finally, I have managed to find another piece of vintage burleyware. So it's a serving dish. It was £4.50 in a charity shop, and there you can see the mark on the bottom that says it's Burley. I don't know its provenance yet. I need to email. I've looked on China Search, but I'm now going to email the company that made it. Their parent company, unfortunately, is Denby, which has just gone into administration, but they are hoping for a rescue deal. Otherwise, this wonderful china will stop being made. And some of the modern designs are really nice. Obviously, my interest is the older stuff. So as soon as I know what date this is from, I will update everybody. So that's my second bit of the shopping video done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed seeing all these bits, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.